What if we've finally found an ocean world, but it isn't meant for life at all? Or perhaps that life wasn't meant for us. 120 light years away, orbiting a dying red star, a world not of rock, but of endless, deep space ocean. Liquid water, the holy grail of astronomy. At first, it looked promising. When James Webb turned its golden eye toward this system, the data screamed life. We detected dimethyl sulfide, a chemical signature that, on Earth, only comes from living things. For a moment, we thought we'd found a sanctuary, a second home, and then K2 Weteam appeared in the data. But the dream is a cosmic nightmare. This isn't a world for us. It can be a nursery for a form of existence that defies our DNA. The question isn't if life is out there. The question is, are we brave enough to meet what's breathing at the bottom of that dark, alien sea? K2-18b is an exoplanet orbiting a red dwarf star in the constellation Leo. It was first discovered in 2015 using data from NASA's Kepler Space Telescope during its K2 mission. K2-18b isn't just an anomaly, it's a glitch in our understanding of the cosmos. At 8.6 times the mass of Earth, it's a sub-Neptune. A titan too small to be a gas giant, yet too massive to be a sanctuary for anything human. It sits perfectly within the habitable zone, but that's where the Earth-like dream ends. In 2019, Hubble caught the scent of water vapor. Then, the James Webb Telescope dropped a bombshell: methane and carbon dioxide. This specific chemical cocktail points to one terrifyingly beautiful possibility: a Haitian world. Imagine a planet, wide ocean, hundreds of kilometers deep, trapped under a thick, suffocating blanket of hydrogen. No continents, no shorelines, just an endless, dark abyss. Under this crushing weight, the water doesn't behave like any ocean you've ever seen. It's a high-pressure laboratory where the laws of biology are rewritten. If K2-18b is indeed a Haitian world, it represents a brand new class of existence. A place where life doesn't just survive, it thrives in a way that would be lethal to us. But there's one more signal hidden in the static. A signal that shouldn't be there. And it's the reason why NASA hasn't stopped looking. But that's only the beginning. When we say habitable, we usually dream of Earth. Green continents, blue skies, a gentle breeze. But K2-18b shatters that template. It's not a twin of our home. It's a terrifyingly beautiful alternative. The Haitian world hypothesis. Imagine a planet, wide abyss, wrapped in a suffocating blanket of hydrogen. No mountains to break the horizon. No dry land to stand on. Just an endless, dark ocean stretching thousands of kilometers deep. On Earth, hydrogen is a simple gas. There, it's a thermal prison, a super greenhouse that traps enough heat from a faint red dwarf to keep that global ocean liquid. It's a stable, warm, and eternal dark. And then, the data hit methane and carbon dioxide. On our world, this is the breath of biology. It's the signature of life. For the first time, We aren't just looking at a rock, we're looking at a world that has all the ingredients for a cosmic soup. But don't let the hope blind you. We have never confirmed a liquid ocean outside our solar system. Not once. And yet, here we are, whispering about a world that might be teeming with life. But hope has a way of distorting the truth. Because the same atmosphere that suggests a nursery for life also carries a lethal warning. A secret buried so deep in the chemical data, it changes everything we thought we knew about K2 Way 8b. The sanctuary is starting to look like a fortress. And the warning, it's hidden in the one gas we never expected to find. Here's where the tension rises. Forget everything you know about Earth, like K2 Way 8b is a Titan, a mini Neptune draped in a thick, suffocating veil of hydrogen. It doesn't have an atmosphere, it has a weight. Imagine standing there. The sky isn't blue, it's a permanent, blood-red twilight cast by a dim dwarf star. The air isn't gas, it's a compressed, heavy fog that stretches hundreds of kilometers deep. Standing on K2 Way 8b wouldn't feel like standing on a planet. It would feel like being at the bottom of a cosmic ocean before you even touch the water. Here is the lethal paradox. Hydrogen is a master of heat. It creates a greenhouse effect so violent, it turns the habitable zone into a planetary pressure cooker. On Earth, water boils at 100 degrees, but under the crushing gravity of K2 Way 8b, the ocean could be hundreds of degrees hot, yet stay liquid only because the pressure is dozens of times stronger than our deepest trenches. This isn't a sea you can swim in. It's a high-pressure laboratory of death. And the ice, it's not cold. We're talking about exotic ice, solidified by sheer force, not temperature. A burning, frozen barrier separating the atmosphere from the deep. The methane we found, in this high-pressure hellscape, it can form without a single cell of life. It's a chemical ghost, a false positive. The line between a cradle of life and a hostile abyss is thinner than we thought. We looked for a sanctuary, or not for us. Or perhaps there's something behind the scenes manipulating everything and using every means to push intruders away. Nobody knows what it is, and it all remains a mystery to us because the data about is still a big question mark. But wait, there's one final piece of evidence. One molecule that shouldn't exist in a world of ghosts. And it's the reason we can't look away. We are entering the gray zone, where the data ends and the whispers begin. The official narrative says we are looking at methane and carbon dioxide, but in the world of deep space intelligence, what they don't confirm is often more important than what they do. Most researchers play it safe, calling it probability, but behind closed doors, the debate is fierce. Some models suggest K2 Way 8b isn't a world of water at all, but a realm of supercritical fluid, a ghostly state of matter that is neither liquid nor gas. Is it possible that we are being steered away from the ocean hypothesis? Because a global ocean means a global biosphere, and a global biosphere means others. Then there's the light. K2 Way 8b is bathed in the violent ultraviolet flares of a red dwarf, Official science says this radiation destroys life. But what if it powers it? We are analyzing the sunset of a world 120 light years away, trying to reconstruct a puzzle with half the pieces missing. It's like trying to read a redacted document. We see the dips in starlight, but we don't see what's causing the shadows. Why is the language so careful? Consistent with is the ultimate scientific shield. But for those of us who look into the corners, the questions are darker. Are there clouds masking deeper, artificial structures? Is the methane a biological byproduct, or is it the exhaust of something we aren't ready to understand? When I first saw the James Webb data, I felt a chill. Not because of what was there, but because of how fast the follow-up papers tried to normalize it. The real tension isn't between data and interpretation. It's between the truth and what we are allowed to know. In the history of discovery, the biggest breakthroughs are often preceded by a period of strategic silence. Is K2-18b a chemical hellscape? Or is it the first world where we've encountered a form of existence that is intentionally staying just out of focus? The most honest answer is, we don't know. But in the silence of the vacuum, we don't know usually means we aren't alone, but we aren't ready. So, as we stare at that red, tinted horizon, ask yourself, is the mystery deepening because of the distance? Or because something is staring back? This video explores different scientific interpretations, not to claim certainty, but to understand the possibilities. If you're the kind of person who gets more interested when the answer becomes less clear, this is the part that matters most, because the real tension isn't between believers and skeptics. Rather, it lies in the questions that are asked, and through them, the issue is further clarified. And now, the question is, what is it? Who is it? Where will it be in the deep, dark ocean within the confines of human thought? We don't know. But we are closer to asking better questions. And sometimes, that's the real breakthrough. K2-18b is more than just a data point 120 light years away. It is a mirror, one that reflects our own arrogance. For decades, we've been hunting for Earth 2.0, a twin, a blueprint we can understand. But the universe doesn't owe us a familiar face. What if life doesn't need a blue sky? What if the most common cradles in the cosmos are these crushing, hydrogen-choked abysses? We've spent years dismissed anything too strange, too hostile, too alien. But habitable doesn't mean comfortable. And the universe is far less silent than we thought. It might just be speaking a language we've been too stubborn to learn. Here is the chilling truth. Maybe we aren't looking for life. Maybe we're only looking for a reflection of ourselves. K2-18b could be a vast ocean of possibility. Or it could be a toxic lure, a trap wrapped in the seductive scent of familiar chemistry. If life can thrive in a pressure cooker under a red sun, then the silent forest of space is actually teeming with things that would find our oxygenated air poisonous and our sunlight blinding. The answer already exists. Right now, under that dim red star, something is moving in those heavy, dark waters. We just lack the eyes to see it. We aren't standing at the end of a discovery. We are standing at the edge of a perspective shift that will redefine what it means to be alive. The universe rarely gives us certainty. It gives us clues, and K2-WATB is the loudest clue we've ever received. So, the next time you look at the stars, don't look for a home. Look for the unknown, because 120 light years is a distance to us. But in the vast, interconnected web of the cosmos, it's just a doorway. While we use our telescopes to peel back the layers of K2-WATB, we must ask ourselves, are we the ones discovering all, or are we finally being noticed? Somewhere in that red, tinted abyss, something might know us better than we know ourselves. It doesn't need to travel here to see us. It only needs to wait. I've looked at many studies of mysterious documents about this universe, and K2-WATB is that truly made me feel insignificant. Not because of its size, but because of its silence. But what do you think? Is K2-WATB a cradle of life we aren't ready to meet, or just a beautiful toxic lie? Drop your theory below. But remember, the more you stare into the void, the more the void stares back into you.